Brooks has been gradually returning to the stage since his retirement in 2001 to raise his girls. Last year, he started performing intimate shows at the Wynn Las Vegas. But after seeing the flooding issues here in Nashville last May, Garth felt he needed to do something to help all his friends and associates here in Middle Tennessee. Kelly caught up with him to talk about his recent return to the stage at Nashville's Bridgestone Arena.
This whole week, 9 shows is probably going to end up costing somewhere around $300,000 and $400,000, maybe $300,000, $400,000. That's it. 9 shows, people. Any place to tell you, it'll take you $3 million, $4 million to put on a show like that. These people everyone you see tonight is working for free.
Sometimes I thank God.
I'm here with Garth Brooks just hours before one of 9 shows.
Yeah.
Did you ever think the last time that you announced this that you would be doing that many sold-out shows?
No, I was kind of hoping for that amount of money to go to the people, but never thought the shows would be there, and they showed up, and they really came forward, and now it's our time to do our job, so I'm looking forward to it.
How do you physically, because you've been doing a show in Vegas, but this is going to be a very high-energy show. How do you physically prepare for that?
You know, I don't know if you do physically prepare for it. You go out and you get your butt whipped, and hopefully the next show you fight back a little more, the next show, and then hopefully by 9, I don't know what's going to be left of us, but I'm not really got worries about my weight, so I'm not worried about me, but these other guys are pretty thin. I'm going to see how they hold up, especially the drummer. That's the guy I'm worried about, because if you can imagine doing that for 6 hours a night, it's pretty impressive.
And you mentioned, too, your fans all know the words of your songs and sing back, so you're going to look for them to help you tonight.
I'm going to need their help. Like my whole career, they've always come and kind of saved my butt at the last second, you know. I'm really hoping they're going to show up tonight with their voices, and I hope they're going to do most of the singing, because that's really what I came to hear.
That's so cool, the way that you mentioned that earlier in the press conference, how you like to hear them sing back to you.
Yeah, you know, you got spoiled over in Ireland, and whenever you go to Ireland, when you're flying over there, all you can think of is hearing those voices. And the second you start hearing them, you're like, I made it, you know. And then Vegas started doing the same thing. They start singing more than you do. And so tonight, we're going to start the tradition of just immediately saying right off the bat, I need your help, and let's start singing.
'Cause I got friends in low places.
What do you hope that your fans can take home tonight from the show after seeing you?
Well, I hope it's that Thanksgiving fight across the table of if everybody's been to a live show, who has the best show. And you're always hoping someone in that fight is standing up for you, you know? So that's our job, is to try and give them the best show. And what I'd love for them to see, like always, which has always been, them leaving here and saying, if the guy comes back, I'll be back here.
I'm very, very proud to be part of this. I think that was what we kept saying that day. And you say things that day not knowing what's getting ready to happen. And so you kind of want to cover your bases and use I want to be part of it, I want to be part of it. I can't tell you how big this thing has gotten and how lucky I feel to be a part of it, whatever size.
I'm here with Ellen, and I just found out something interesting, that you actually started the Community Foundation of Middle Tennessee in your garage.
I did. The Community Foundation of Middle Tennessee is about 20 years old, and it did start in my garage as a labor of love. I was the mother of a 10-week-old boy, and I wanted him to have the same fantastic future in this community as I had, and his grandfather had, and his great-grandfather had.
Wow, that gives me chills. Did you ever imagine that you would be standing here today getting ready to have Garth Brooks do 9 shows that's going to bring in somewhere close to maybe $4 million to help people in Middle Tennessee?
I could never have imagined that, but what I did imagine are people from every walk of life who have great hearts and who want to help. He is certainly extraordinary and in the pantheon of greatness when it comes to generosity and compassion, but we have gotten gifts of very small amounts to very large amounts, over 20,000 separate gifts after the flood, since the flood, to help rebuild lives.
And then and there I thank the good Lord for the gifts in my life.
Talk about the needs that are still out there, because I know it's been a lot of time now since the flood, but talk about the victims and the people that are still in need of the money.
You know, there are incredible needs, and we have new people who are showing up even now who never have asked for help before, who didn't file a FEMA claim and didn't do anything because they really honestly believed that they could do it on their own. They had always handled everything themselves. They had stood on their own 2 feet, and by golly, they weren't going to let this change them. they're now understanding that this is very hard, and they're now understanding and appreciating the full amount of loss and devastation, and so they are coming forward. The needs continue to be what they have been. People need household furnishings. They need building supplies to rebuild their homes. They need HVAC systems so they can get a certificate of occupancy if their home's rebuilt. They need clothing, coats, and they need counseling. They need case management. They need to know that their community loves them.
And you are a great example of that. I'm just so honored to be here and talking to you. Thank you for doing all that you've done with this foundation and getting to the people of Tennessee. And can't wait to see what happens with all this money.
Well, thank you. If you can do me a favor and encourage people who are flood survivors who have not gotten on the case management system, particularly those in Nashville, call 211 and help us understand what your situation is and what your needs are by talking to a case manager. That's really going to help us help you.
Between the 9 concerts, Garth's impact on Nashville was unprecedented. Over 145,000 additional people were crowding into the downtown area during an otherwise normally slow season. Between raising money for flood relief and the fans spending money downtown, Nashville had a lot to be thankful for. We still have lots more ahead, including a look into the hot new Country Strong movie. You won't want to miss it. We'll be right back.